CentralValleyTalk.com.
Our next guest is George. He's a travel agent. What's your last name, George?
Estremera.
Estremera. And so good to have you on the show. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm an independent agent with These Are the Voyages Travel, and I've basically what we do is we try to help people that they try to book. They would like to travel. They try to book trips, and it can be kind of overwhelming unless you're a world traveler already and you already have the knowledge. So that's where travel agents come in. If you prefer to book your own trips, that's fine. But if it's kind of a problem, you don't have to pay us a fee because our suppliers pay us, and host agencies and things like that. So you just pay for the vacation, and part of our job is collecting the financial information. But the important thing is to have the vacation of your dreams, whether it's a wedding vacation, honeymoon, vow renewal, or if you're the Indiana Jones type, we'll do the best we can to tailor a trip to an exotic place like China or Africa, or any place you please. And we just basically if you might even want to take the kids, take the family somewhere, or religious travel, pretty much anything you could think of. We have a whole bunch of suppliers such as Disney and Carnival Cruises and Club Med, just to name a few. I'm also a Club Med expert agent specialist and a visitflorida.com specialist. That is the website for the Florida Tourism Board, and if you ever have been on that site, it's so overwhelming. It's no wonder they train some of us travel agents to try to help you out, because there's so many great events going on there. Plus, we also sell show tickets, concert tickets, and different events tickets, largely in the New York area too, such as plays, operas, and sightseeing tours. Also, so that's a big part of what we do, and it really depends on you. If you want to go to an all-inclusive resort like Sandals or Club Med, there's a whole lot of things there to do. There's classes for the adults, classes for kids. Some resorts offer wine tasting, and if you're really into gardening, we could send you to Great Britain, because they have some of the most fabulous gardens, in the whole world.
Now, there's probably a lot of Fresnoians who have not traveled much, because it's a difficulty. It can be kind of frustrating.
Yeah,
right?
it can.
You get out on the road, we don't have road maps anymore, thank God. We have
GPS.
That's
Google
still
Maps.
Stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you know where you're headed. So you guys are there to kind of smooth along the process.
Yeah,
make
definitely.
it easy and more enjoyable for folks.
Yes, I mean I'm also working on more in the future, more specialization courses. And the next one is what's known as the Scots Agent Program. So if you'd like to go to Scotland, that also kind of stuck, because I was in a Renaissance Actors Guild over 20 years ago. That it was a Scottish peasant guild, so it kind of stuck. I still have my kilt and all that. And if you'd like to see a whole bunch of those in person, well, yeah, I'm your man.
Great. What was your favorite part of Scotland? If you don't mind me?
Scotland? Well, I would say basically the Scottish brogue, their sense of honor, that they're fierce warriors, and I don't know, something about, I guess, as a American, I guess something about the men being open-minded to wearing what most of us think of as, even the dictionary refers to as, a skirt. Because when
It's not a skirt, it's a kilt. That's my best
right.
Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good, though. I think. But yeah, and so I was open to wearing a kilt. I'm like, that's really cool. So anyhow, but I mean, also if you're into golf, there's a lot of golf resorts. Club Med has one in Sandpiper Bay, Florida, and it just really limited to your imagination, because it's your imagination along with my connections, and that also includes Disney and a whole bunch of places. There's also GoWay.com is a supplier, and they they can send you almost anywhere in the world. And of course, almost everybody offers trips to the Caribbean or Hawaii or Europe. So, also just, give us a shout out.
Yeah. Now, some of these places that people end up going to might be overpopulated. They might be, everyone kind of goes to these certain spots.
Yeah.
Do you guys have more of a niche for the more hidden places, a little more off the map, or?
It's a little bit of both, really.
Yeah. So it's probably more what you can afford, and you guys work with.
And we also lean towards group travel, but we're not limited to just group travel. But yeah, I've got connections where it depends on you. I've got connections, that we could send you to, to an out of the beaten path place. And, because of course a lot of the big tourist, or also some places might be a little less crowded certain times of the year too. So we can let you know about that. We could, let you know about all that sort of thing.
That's good to know.
So pretty much you just tell us what you want and we'll bend over backwards to tailor make it. And a lot of the packages are customizable. Some of them, the less expensive lodging, some of it is free with the flight or very little with the flight. And also, it's a good idea. It's a good idea to have a good budget because sometimes and we have a lot of deals for a lot of different budgets, but sometimes the deals, I'm not saying that they're bad, of course, but they're it's always like any kind of clearance type of thing where it's mostly the things that they weren't able to sell before. So I'm not saying they're bad, but just keep in mind, I understand traveling is expensive, but keep in mind it isn't our fault but if you have a problem, that's another reason we're here. If you have a problem with the flight or your luggage or at the travel places, if for some reason you still have a problem after you talk to them, well, the suppliers, basically travel agents, we can tell the suppliers, to jump, and they'll say how high. And again, a lot of them are some of the big ones you've heard of. So.
And that's an interesting business model where you can provide a free service to people who are vacationing, and then the businesses actually pay you. So,
that's right.
Takes a lot of the fuss out of the whole deal. Now, the more that they spend, is that what you're saying? The bigger the package deal, the more perks and benefits you get to that? Yeah,
they even tell you, a lot of the cruise suppliers, they'll even tell you that, say, the cabins, the inner cabins that kind of face, there's no view except the other cabins. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. You could get less expensive deals. You get some deals on that. And of course, the ones with the best view cost a lot more. So,
But some people, that's meaningful to them. They want the view.
Yeah.
And they might be able to skirt some other stuff or kind of trim away the fat on other things that aren't so important. And you guys can make accommodations to that?
Yeah. If we have to talk to the suppliers and,
I see.
And at the very worst case, we'll find a supplier that, so it's all up to you, the traveler. And, we just, we use our knowledge to, basically just create the trip of your dreams.
Very good. Now, we want to talk to those travelers who might be reluctant to pick a travel agent. And probably most people out there feel that way, that they're just, I can get by without paying some guy. In this case, that kind of, the wind is out of the sail for that argument because you're already providing free service.
Yeah.
Correct? And then so you can help. Based on your relationship you have with these companies, you can smooth along the process for them.
And that's right, yes.
Okay.
And also, it's important if you don't have a passport to get a passport, and you can Google stuff like that. Plus, from time to time, I post some passport website URLs at the These Are the Voyages Travel Facebook page. So we also help with that because that's very important. In fact, a colleague and ex-classmate of mine, she mentioned that lately, and I mentioned, I tell people that from time to time too. And a passport it's a real great thing to have. Mm-hmm. So you have to think about that too, and we could help you with that.
And those are good for how long? About 10 years or so?
Yeah, about 10 years or so. Or
okay. And you have all the details on how they can expedite that process or make it at least easier.
Yeah.
So you're a good person to get in contact
Yep.
with. Do we have your phone number down there at the bottom? Yeah, make sure and get a hold of George, and he can definitely help you out with your travel needs and even the unforeseeable things that you can't think of at the moment of planning. I'm sure you have it all on a checklist somewhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, very good. Well, anything else you'd like to share?
Oh, just basically that you can contact me at the phone number, and you could also contact me at trtvtravel.weebly.com, and there's other links there, including my email address and a blog and another travel link with deals and news, etc.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for helping people create memories and not just go buy the next product that's out there, the next iPhone or whatever.
Yeah.
Creating memories that last with your kids, with your family, those are the important things in
Yeah,
life.
that's what it's all about, and I like to just say, boldly go where you've always dreamed.
Nice. Well put. All right, George. Well, thanks for coming on the show. We'd love to have you back sometime.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that I'll be back.
Very good. We'll be right back.